And we're back with some more oxygen not included on Rime, where we're achievement hunting and trying to squeeze out all those achievements as quickly as possible. And one of the things that was pointed out to me was I'm giving people stress attacks with the pressure I'm putting myself under. So I'm going to try and calm down, and I've done a little bit of prep work in the background, had a good look around, made sure I was ready and knew what I was going to be getting into before I started this episode. So it'll be hopefully less stressful for other people. One thing here is we're trying to get the Flash in here because we want the Flash, who... Are you asleep? He's probably asleep. We want the Flash to come back here and get skill scrub so we can send them off into space. The Flash is not asleep, which means we're just going to emergency that and get them in there and scrubbed as soon as we possibly can. They're one of our ranchers, but we've now got several more ranchers who are available. So, you know what? Hopefully now that that's started, we can stop that. Come on, turn off. Ah! There we go. He shouldn't pop out unless it comes to lunch or something that absolutely definitely stops him. Now, up here, water from over here, I'm sieving it and sending it over to the other side, just to make sure no polluted water goes through. I'll speed it up a little bit for now. So all the water from over here should hopefully end up getting sieved and sent over here, so it keeps our silly electrolyzer setup running here, our bottomless electrolyzer. Some people were telling me they've built these before and they do work and they're stable as long as you keep pumping water into them. So thanks very much for that, because I kept looking back here worried that this was going to fall over at any point. Turns out, nope, not an issue. Still bleeding oxygen out here, don't mind. Up here we were getting our cargo rocket together. This is the cargo rocket that's going to go get us our fullerene. And is it loaded? Oh, they're all loaded. You know what? We can deconstruct you. We don't need you. And up here, yeah, we can deconstruct it as well. We don't need those. Oh, actually, no, cancel that. That's where the Flash needs to get in. Once that second cargo module goes in place, we can get out of here. One odd thing I've got as well is I don't have a lot of obsidian. It turns out there's not much obsidian on this map. It's just the way it shook out. So, yeah, I've got to be careful about how much obsidian I spend. I need some of that to make the giant statue that's for one of the achievements. So I may have to recycle some of the obsidian I put into these ladders. Anyway, let's fast forward until the Flash is ready to take up their new job. And in the interim, I've got a few dig commands I've got scheduled up just to explore a geyser over here and a blanked out space. And I think I've got a few dig commands around the rest of the place. There's another geyser over there I want to explore. They're not going to be hugely helpful right now, but my sense of completionism wants me to knock them out. Flash here is just about done getting shook up. Yep, they just face planted and their hat disappeared. So that means they are completely skill scrubbed and ready to be reassigned. Where do you put them? You're going straight for space. They'll have a skill point or two left over. We don't care. Only takes them 21 skill points, as long as they have at least a liking in something that gives them 3 points or saves them a bit of points. And we're going to make sure you get your rocket navigation hat. And then we are going to send you off into space. Now, I have been advised that they're more likely... Oh, we're missing an atmosuit? How are we missing an atmosuit? They're more likely to get into the capsule if everything else is ticked off and they're the last thing left. So if we've selected a destination, we're not going to be able to launch the mission just yet. But if you've selected the destination, you have everything ready to go. The astronaut should hopefully hop in at that point. Oh, I've also queued up a few more scientists. Where is it? We've got Beast. Beast is now in researching, and Iron Man is also in researching. I want everyone in researching. On the researching front, I've made a minor change. I've started switching, a major change. I've switched over to rushing for biological cargo base instead of the hydrogen engine and the liquid oxidizer tank. This was habit. This is what you normally go for immediately, just for efficiency's sake. This is trying to go for the achievements first. The reason I want to get the biological cargo base first is to do with just the snarb and where the gassy moos are located. I need to get my paws on a gassy moo, and that one is at the 5th ring, which is 15 cycles to get there, 15 cycles back. It's a 30-cycle round trip. Well, minus 10% with rocket navigation. So you're looking at about 27 cycles to get there and back. Plus, when I do get the gassy moo, it'll take me a couple of cycles to tame it at least. So you're looking at almost 30 cycles from launch to it being finished. And that's 2 achievements. However, if I want to launch a rocket at the tear, the moment the rocket is launched, I get the achievement the moment the rocket is launched, not when the rocket gets there. So it's better for me to get the biological cargo base now. Then I can send those rockets out, and then in the 27 or 30 cycles or so I have available to me, I can then use that time to get the liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen up and running. And then all I need to do is launch the rocket. That's it. So the moment the research comes in, I can have the liquid hydrogen and the liquid oxygen prepped and ready to go, and then send it off. In theory. Anyway, astronaut is in. Atmosuit's about to be dumped in as well, and we are good to go. Yeah. Godspeed, Flash. Bring us back some fullerene. We're going to want that super coolant, though maybe not as soon as I thought we were going to need it, but close enough, close enough. Maybe I should have sent them off. Oh no, I couldn't send them off for the gassy moo. I need more research first. Anyway, next up after that, we need to get a few other things in place. There's a few other achievements I want to knock out. The main ones are easy living and job suitability. Easy living is just getting the auto sweepers to do more work than the duplicants, and the job suitability I should be getting because all my dupes are in exosuits pretty much constantly the entire day. So I think what I'm going to do is a few things. One, I'm going to do a small bit of automation setup, and then I'm going to let all my dupes catch up on the delivery errands. For example, you'll check out this area here. Most of these bins are not full. I need to wait for my pawns to catch up, or my dupes to catch up and fill those. As well as that, I need to put in a little bit of automation here to deal with the meat that's coming out of here. I want this meat to be dumped over there automatically to the grill. And if we could have that meat fill the grill automatically, that would, help us hit that achievement as well. This here is going to be our very simple system. This auto sweeper here will pick up the meat. The meat will get dumped into this conveyor loader that will get sent up across this rail and just dropped down into this pit. Then from there, that auto sweeper can pick it up and dump it into the grill as needs be. Hopefully cutting down on the jobs our duplicants have to do. I'm also going to put in that brick there. I want to pick up any of the barbecue that's here and drop it down in the corner just out of the way. Because this stuff is full of too much random stuff. Let's get rid of hexed fruit. I don't want any... I'll sort all of that out later off screen. I just only want a set amount of things in there. Anyway, that should take care of the sweeping. Once all the sweeping is done, or once all that automation is in place for that... Oh, damn, these things are starting to fill up as well. I might want to throw in an extra ranch really quick. And what's in here? Oxygen, you know what? We do not need that. I think I remember putting that together for some reason, firing up the electrolyzer. Yeah, that can go. And in the meantime, what we'll do is we'll turn this down here into another Dreco ranch. Yeah, we got what? 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 9 more in there. How much space is there in that? Yeah, we're going to need 1 more. Oh, and how many plastic Drecos did we accumulate? Ooh, 19. This would be much better if I had this located in an area that was full of hydrogen. That would mean the Drecos would keep regrowing their coats because their coat growth or their scale growth is not tied to anything but them being in hydrogen. So every 3 cycles I'd get another shearing out of them. But I think we've got enough plastic. What are we looking at right now? Yeah, we got 7.5 tons of plastic. I am not going to worry too much. And how is something overheating? Oh, wait, I remember all of this. This is from when we set up that steam. Yeah, this is when we set up the little ghetto steam setup. One moment while I demolish this. That should hopefully get rid of that junk. Alright, with that all out of the way. Oh, yeah, this is expensive. Once that telescope is finished, I think I have an idea of what I'm going to put here instead. But in the meantime, let's make sure. Yeah, we're still accumulating hydrogen at a ridiculous rate. I've got a use for it later, but I really do want to burn some of that off now. How are you doing over here? You, molten glass forever, and that's still going to be deconstructed. Yeah, I have too many construction projects, too many everythings going on at the moment. We'll just, we'll let all our dupes catch up with everything that we've queued up. And what was the other one in here? Yeah, I want to make sure that this definitely goes together. Some pips planted a wheezewort right in the middle of my base, and I never even noticed. It's just been sitting there, cooling my base for I don't know how long. I've been trying to avoid that. Never mind. Never mind. That's just the stuff that happens when you're not paying attention and you're rushing just a little bit too much. Oh, and time to redo this area as well. Done. That will make a fine ranch for my a fine stable for these Drecos. Though yes, I don't think I'm using them quite as efficiently as I should, but hey, it's pretty free and I have a lot of ranchers running around at the moment. Okay, so how is this coming along? Okay, this is just about completed. Let's make sure that all of the food ends up where it's supposed to. So first off, we'll switch this to meat. Yep, you are going to pick up meat. So that there, we'll pick it up, dump it into there. That will get sent across the rails. It will get dumped in here, drop down there, and then we're going to have all barbecue, which edibles, barbecue, where are you? Yep, you're going to pick up all barbecue. And you are going to be left on priority 1s for now. Let's see how this works out. Yeah, that should all end up over here. All the barbecue in both of those sections. Yeah, that kind of works. So all the barbecue from this grill gets dumped into there, dropped across here, and down into that corner where my dupes can pick it up and eat it. I've put in a couple of blocks here just to separate them off. I just don't want that accidentally picking up stuff. It can happen. It sometimes get caught in an infinite loop. If you're not too careful, that should be fine. It can't catch it. Then any meat it's fed in there, and that should hopefully help us get a little bit closer to that achievement. And how are we doing down here? This is all completed. Let's see if mealwood will survive in here, shall we? It'll be an interesting little project. More mealwood. Oh, and priorities. Yeah. Oh, wow, those are a little high, and we'll put you on 1. We don't want you guys doing anything too crazy. You, we will leave on 8, because I just want to make sure they get planted. Once they're planted, I don't care anymore. That should be most of the core base done for automation. The rest is just letting everything stockpile up. I need to let them run around and fill up all the containers that need filling. For example, this should be full of sand. We want that sand so that we can make more glass, and this one should also be the exact same way. However, they just haven't had time to fill them. So I've disabled everyone's, I've downgraded everyone's priorities to do machines. So where does it operate? Yeah, I've downgraded everyone's operate for now, except for Bruce. But, well, Bruce is also a researcher. That's their secondary skill. So long as there's no, extreme heat is damaging these buildings. What the? How did you even get in there? Oh, wait, never mind. Yes, this little system of defending against meteors kind of works, but sometimes you have problems. It works so well. Like, the rest of the place is doing fine, if you exclude all the ragingly things in need of repair. But it was close. It was close. Yeah, that's going to overheat, but I think I'm just going to have to demolish it and take a loss on all that hydrogen. Oh, well, it happens. And achievement-wise on that front, if we check up the achievement of 240, I'm just rounding it down, we got about 208 of 240. We're really close. We're really, really close. We're definitely going to get it before the 200 cycle mark, which is really nice. If I maybe queued up some fridges, but at the moment, because I've turned down the engineering on everyone, the overclocking of all the generators is not going to happen quite as well. That's a bit of an annoyance, but it's not the end of the world. Oh, why are you over there? You should be doing some research if you're not over there. Is someone else stealing your job? Oh, I think they've got all the research they possibly can done. Yeah, they've done all the research they can with the tokens they have. You know what? Let's queue that up. They can knock out the basic research and the advanced research on that. They just can't do the space stuff. And I just got to make sure a rocket doesn't come back with any research while that's going on. Yeah, let's check out on the star map to see where all our rockets are. You know what? That one's coming home. You know, we got a bit of time. We got a bit of time. As long as I pay attention, it should work out just fine. That should give me time to stock up these as well. This one is stocked with lime. We're also going to need iron ore and refined carbon. Once it's full of all of those, and these are all stocked, I can put all my pawns back to, or my dupes back to running around and doing all of that. Oh, what did we get over here? Oh, they're still not done, are they? They'll get around to it eventually. Snazzy suit in a care package. How did they know that I needed another snazzy suit? Well, I needed more clothing of any sort in general. That's one of the achievements I've got to knock out. And if I can get it without building any clothing, that would be very nice. Yeah, this polymer press is overheated. It seems having 2 polymer presses right beside each other, generating lots of heat. Not very good, but what we can do is just make another one out of steel because, you know, we're not going to try anything too crazy here. There we go. Rotate. Yep. Boom. Problem solved. Yes, it wastes a bunch of steel I could probably use elsewhere, but I don't care. We're in this for the speed, not for the efficiency right now. Oh, and this water's finally going down at last. How did the dig in here go? Yeah, nothing new on this side. Oh, well. Oh, that was another interesting thing I found is I've never seen the Veritas building this far over to one side. Normally, the worst to have is to have it directly over your ladder system, but it's also really bad when it's over this far. It just meant it was really hard to find. Look, it's so far over, it's actually integrated into the neutronium on the edge of the map. I've never seen that. It all worked out, though. It all worked out. We found it in time. We got what we wanted done. And that has started to get filled up. Everything is starting to get filled up. I've let my my duplicants catch up on what's going on. Oh, and I should probably have one of them go in there and check out what's in that place. Well, would you look at that? It's a hydrogen vent. I really could have used one of those a while back. Oh, that reminds me, I should check on my other hydrogen vent. Lockers. That means we can get even more clothing for our duplicants. And how is there an oil biome up here? I wasn't aware there was... There's like a proper oil biome down the bottom, so I don't know what that is doing there. Oh, well, not going to complain. Not going to complain at all. That just gives us more oil to work with, and that'll give us more clothing to work with. I'm going to equip all my dupes with clothing when the time comes. Warm sweater and a cool vest. Ooh, who should we equip? For the warm sweater, I'm thinking Beast. I mean, Beast does seem like the type of guy who'd wear a sweater. As for the cool vest, I'm thinking Hawkeye here. Hawkeye can have the cool vest. That's perfectly reasonable. And I think we have one more left. We printed out of the pod. What, we got a snazzy suit down here somewhere? Ah, yes. You know what? I think the Hulk would look great in a snazzy suit. Yeah. We'll have the Hulk put that on. That seems perfectly reasonable. Anyway, oh, and I dumped all the pips in here. These pips were causing me problems, but they kept emptying this storage bin. You know what? Just stay in there. You can stay in there and cause your own trouble. It's fine. Anyway, next. Wait a minute. Colony achievement came in. I think that was there before I even finished the last set of recording. Let's see what this was. And nowhere to go. Have 8 duplicants wear non-default clothing simultaneously. Okay, yeah, that was... Okay, that was pretty handy to get, and we didn't even have to make a... one of those clothing maker devices. Looms, whatever. Anyway, next up, yes, more research, more building, more everything, more catching up on all of these things. I really do want to get suitability and all of the automation out of the way with. That hydrogen vent up in the top left reminded me of this hydrogen vent down the bottom left, which I had completely forgotten about and has now gotten lots of hydrogen out here. Hydrogen that I should be using to dump into some... let's dump this into some hydrogen generators and burn it off. I don't even care what we do with it. I just want to burn it. Straight up. Yeah, that got confusing really quickly. This is just a hydrogen generator down here, and I'm going to have this gas pump suck out all the gas that's in here, but only if these two sensors detect hydrogen gas, they'll tell this gas pump to turn on. This will suck out the gas, send it through a filter. The hydrogen will get sent straight down here to the hydrogen generator to be immediately burned off. There's no controls on this. The rest of the gases that's not hydrogen will get filtered out and dumped down here. We don't want that getting into the hydrogen generator. We also have a couple of power batteries built in here, just regular standard dumb batteries. We don't really care about it. And all their job is to do is just store power in between. Hopefully... Ooh, I might want to put in a quick manual generator just to get the whole thing started. And it's running now. We have a little power section down here that's just going to burn off this hydrogen, hopefully. Well, eventually. Maybe we should throw on a few more hydrogen generators just to make sure that burns off faster. You know, actually, yeah, why not? There we go. All of that should be done, and that should hopefully burn that off even quicker so we can get that super sustainable achievement. Oh, did that just come back? Yes, that did just come back. Oh, data banks. The data banks are what I wanted from that, and now the data banks are sitting there at the bottom of a too deep drop. You know what? No, we're just going to grab some igneous rock. No, that's obsidian. Ah, there we go. Igneous ladder tiles. We're going to go down there and get those data banks, and we're going to change our research so we're no longer researching cryofuel and go back to the bio whatever. At the same time, the telescope is idle, and I believe we've got all the way out to the temporal tear. Nice. That means we no longer need this telescope just right this moment for anything important, so that can go. I have other plans for this area. Well, they're going to be a temporary installation, but it should hopefully help us get the super sustainable. We are, of course, talking about putting in some solar panels. We've got a little bit of sky to work with. Why not just put in a few solar panels and help ourselves out? Oh, there comes another rocket. Is that going to melt a hole in the bottom as well? Yep, there we go. And the data banks just fall right down. That is that's a convenient way of getting data banks through. Yeah, we'll just leave that there. I probably shouldn't be making the base of this out of mafic rock. Not my smartest plan. Anyway, we will let that continue. I need to fuel these up and get these on their way again. We need... how did I leave that there? I thought I just deconstructed that. I hope this is set up 832. 832 means it's set to go to the third ring, which I don't have a telescope to look at. Oh, no. Yeah, it turns out, don't delete your telescope. Yes, that's a good point. Now, I was doing some prep work down here, so let's put in our subterranean telescope. We can deal with the muck from that later. We'll put that right about there. I want to leave some space for some other things I have plans for. Right, subterranean telescope is a go. You know what, we'll leave that out there. I think the rest of it can be got by the dupes from beneath. So, I can't launch another rocket until that goes in, so we might as well get a few other things done. Also, we have cargo back, so Yeah, everything is coming together. Everything is getting set up and designated. We've got this sorted. For the time being, though, I want to stick in a few quick solar panels here. There we go. I'm going to squeeze in just a little bit of solar power. I don't even care what that's connected up to. I'm just making sure they're connected up to power wires so they at least draw power and count towards the sustainable. Critter starvation, glossy Dracos. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get a lot of those in the future. I might just want to go around and turn those into meat. Actually, no, I don't want to turn them into meat because then the meat will get picked up and carried over to the grill. That would count as a chore by duplicants instead of a chore by machines, which is what we're aiming for. Yeah, so I need to fill these up, get that star map back up and running, and launch them again to get me even more research. I'm going to skip this forward a bit until we've got this back up and running, which is now about to become a priority 9. Everyone, stop your faffing about. We need this done, dusted right now. Telescope back up and running. We are actually going to disable that building. We don't want any duplicants getting into it and trying to use it under there. They'll simply suffocate. We've now got that back up and running. Let's see what we've got in the 3K ring. Well, we'll simply move it across to this satellite and we'll hit launch. That should get us, well, let's see. We got research here done. We got a rocket on the way to do research to that one. And this one here should be the last 3K ring mission. For the other rocket, yeah, you can take off for now. Oh no, we still have to fill you, but you were set up to go to where again? You were set up to go to the 4K ring, I believe. Or was it 5? This one was set up to go to the 5K ring. We don't need another rocket to go back there. That's done. Yeah, that's been analyzed. All we need to do is go to the 4K ring. 4K ring, slightly different configuration settings so that we don't waste anything. We're looking at 1098 according to the calculator. And up here, we're going to have to make some minor changes. Was it 1098? So 198 up here? Yeah, there we go. Though that means I'm going to have to get... Yeah, that means I'm going to have to put in a gantry up there to let out the fuel. Cancel that. If you want to remove fuel from one of these, you have to put in a gantry like that, and then the duplicants can get across and let the fuel out. And I'm also going to want to get another gantry down here so that this can be loaded up. How much oxalate we got left? Yeah, we got 2 tons there, and we got another 1.6 tons there. We're going good. We're going good on that front. Purity-wise, why are those research things not in my research area yet? Oh, I'm going to fill up those holes again. And, oh, yes, I need to put in refinement for these. What do we got? We got refined carbon. I don't want to dump the fullerene out just yet because it's still pretty toasty around here. And if you dump out fullerene, let's see, what's its melting point? Oh, you know what? We're pretty safe on that front. Never mind. Anyway, we're going to go down and we're going to set ourselves up a refinement area for this. So refinement-wise, we're going to be looking at molecular forge, and we'll stick it down there. Boom. Though I might want to put it... You know what? That might be a bad idea. I should probably put it up here somewhere close to this main power grid because it's going to draw a lot of power. And that's a simple way to do it. I sort of recessed it into the ground that was already there. For some reason, I'd left that row in there. I don't know why, but that just makes it much simpler for me to build this. You know what? We'll put some tiles beneath it just in case, and that should be it done. How are we looking on the stocking front? Stocking front. The stocking up front. This is stocked, which I'm liking. That is not so much. So we're catching up slowly but surely. If I stopped getting all these little construction projects in the way, I'm sure it'd happen a lot faster. New printables are available. Sand, yes, we don't want any more dupes not until we've got a few more achievements that we're looking for. Why can that not be built? There's a 3-tile high piece of junk in the way, so they are grayed out. Well, that's a waste of time. Oop, and we'll get rid of all of you as well. Got to keep the place nice and tidy. Solar power flowing in. How much have we got left on that achievement, I wonder? 225 out of 240. Yes, I'm knocking it out in this episode. I don't care one way or the other. Oh, and this managed to cool back down again. It seems it's sitting on top of some nice cool mafic rock. It cooled down this gas reservoir, the one that got hit with a bunch of hot regolith. Strange, but it worked. Not going to complain. Now, once this is back up and running, which, come on, dupes, get around to it. It also explains why this never got done. My bad. That should get us more of the research, and that should get us closer to getting these cargo bays knocked out, so we can get our hands on a gassy moo. This one appears to be fully stocked and ready to go now, so that's 5 more research, and we're going to just send that to, where were you set to go to before? You were on the 5K ring. This one, there's no rocket set to go to there. There's one already on the way, so yeah, this will knock us out even more research. We just have, that means that just leaves the carbon asteroid after that. I think, yeah, everything else either has either been explored or has a rocket going to it. So the carbon asteroid will be the last one left. Whew. Good. Oh, yeah, I might want to replace the... Once I get those data banks out of there, I'm going to replace that with something else. All right, plants have died? What? Okay, a thimble read somewhere has... Oh. Oops. So it turns out the rocket exhaust caused a little bit of a minor problem. You know what? Bound to happen. Bound to happen eventually. I should probably get some rocks in there. Or some tiles in there to block them. There we go. We'll put in an insulated igneous tile. We'll make that a priority 6 so everyone jumps on top of that. And that should hopefully stop that mess from happening anymore. Wow, it really did steam the place up a little bit. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It'll just mean that it'll help melt down all this polluted water and ice that we're jumping over. Oh, God. Deconstruct that, please. Yeah, this is the water from here is pumping over, and I had put in the drain up here, and I thought, wait, no, that will cause an overflow if I'm not careful, so I moved the drain down here, or the vent, and I then just forgot to delete this one in my haste. Never mind, it's fine. Any water that does happen will end up pouring down to... Yeah, it'll end up going down to this central tank at the bottom of my base. It's not a big deal. And there we go. That'll stop all of that from happening. How are we looking on the temperature front up here? It's a nice warm tank of water. And it's a very nice chilly tank of water. Anyway, that's all done. Do we have a refinement in place? Perfect. That means it's time for super coolant. What do we need? We also need petroleum for that. Everyone was mentioning a few tricks on the petroleum front, but first I'm just going to put in a few storage containers. We're probably going to need those. Plus, I am going to want to load this up using auto sweepers. Why? Well, because, you know, it's part of one of the achievements, so why not get that out of the way with at the same time? You know what, we'll turn off super coolant for now, and we'll just get the gold and the fullerene loaded up beside it before we turn it on. Petroleum-wise, though, yes. Everyone mentioned, there was several comments about this. It was mentioned by Hans Lemerson, Ganschel, Nico Francisco, Daniel Moore, the Mule 71, well, and the Mule 71. What I can do is just deconstruct the liquid tank. Well, some suggested deconstructing the liquid tank, and that will give me a bottle of 1,500 kilos of petroleum. Some suggested I just get a plumbing order and stick an extract pipe contents order on it, and that would also have the same effect, and it would slowly jump me out a whole bunch of petroleum that I could use. But for the time being, I'm just going to get out that much. That should give me more than enough petroleum to get to, well, the end game. In the meantime, yeah, we'll let that all back up. That'll shut off the petroleum generator, but once that tank goes back in place, we can start filling that up with more petroleum. Excellent. Now we have all the petroleum we could possibly need. And up here, we're going to want to build in what we need to do with the super coolant, which is gold and fullerene. So we're going to fill one of these with gold and one with fullerene. Gold we can manage. I've set that to be filled with gold. We'll set that to a priority 6. And fullerene, unfortunately, is not available just yet. Ooh, the rocket. Probably because I haven't emptied it out of the rocket, so it's not technically part of my inventory. Ooh, what's going on over there? Some of that... I think some of that is actually turning into magma and melting into the background of space. Never mind, never mind. We have other things to be doing. Rare resources, fullerene. Yes, you can all go in there, and we're going to make that a high priority. I don't want you getting any of that fullerene getting lost or buried or anything like that. That would be bad. Alright, done, done, and done. You are a research ship. You are back, and yeah, no. We want to make sure you don't end up with any oxalite in you just yet. Checking the numbers on everything. Yeah, I'm going to reconfigure this rocket to go out to this asteroid, the carbon asteroid. The reason being, I'll have to wait 2 more cycles for one of those. I have 2 rockets already out that go to these areas, the 4K ring. But where is it? This one here won't be back for another 2 cycles. If I reconfigure this rocket, I can launch it a cycle early, which means I get the research back a cycle early, which gets us closer to that achievement 1 cycle earlier. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going for right there with that one. And they can go there. And we're going to have to put on a command capsule, and we're going to have to stick on an extra fuel tank. But this should all hopefully be worthwhile. Plumbing-wise, yeah, insulated liquid pipe. Done. That should hopefully get us there. And I've set that to, yeah, 1098. Is that done? Yeah, and please tell me no more dupes are going to come over and try and shove it full of oxalite for some silly reason. Okay, no, good. This, I think we might launch again. I think I'm going to need more fullerene. So, yeah, I think this is going off for a second round trip. We'll top that back up again. Same resources, same everything. And once that's done, we can stick another command capsule on top. So, fueled up and good to go. Since this rocket will not be going off again, I think we can demolish all this junk. Yeah, that can go as well. We don't need you. And we're not going to be refueling you again, so the gantry can also go. Oh, and the gantry here can also go. I want to make sure if any of these rockets come back, I don't accidentally fill them full of oxalite again. Yeah, you can also go. So, have we got our Dr. Strange on board? No, we're missing an atmosuit. We're missing a bunch of stuff. You know what? We will put that at a priority 9 and hopefully that will be stocked up soon. We can launch that in a little bit. In the meantime, what have we got down here? Finally got some gold delivered, do we? Yeah, 20 kilos. That's not a lot. And we got some fullerene. You know what? It'll do. Let's get some super coolant going on. Boom. That will just get dropped out as a bottle on the ground. We'll be fine with that. You know what? We are going to make those at level 7, and that's level 9 because it's fullerene. Yeah, that seems very, very reasonable. Oh yeah, all done, all dusted, and this rocket is ready to go again. Bring us back some more fullerene. Thank you kindly. And this rocket here, please tell me you're ready to go. Come on, no astronaut assigned. Destination beyond reach. One moment. My bad. Well, my bad there. I had the... I hadn't changed the fuel on the first tank. Anyway, that would be, that's the one we want to go to. And we want to launch the mission as soon as Dr. Strange shows up. Which should hopefully be very shortly. Where are you, Dr. Strange? One moment, I'm going to have to do some fiddling around here, I think. Finally got him in there. Just took a little bit of an emergency, flicking it on and off a few times. It works, it works. So, final asteroid. You're set up. Yeah, all targeted. Let's do that. And that will be all of the research. Once that returns, which will be, well, 4, 8, 12, 16... Yeah, never mind. 24 cycles? It'll be 24 cycles before that gets back. So we'll be looking at about cycle 200 before we get in the last of the research. So we've got a bit of time before we have to worry about doing up... before we have to do up liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen. In the meantime, though, we should almost be done with super sustainable, and we should be able to crank out a few more. Have we removed the databanks? How is there still databanks there? You should be researching like crazy. Oh, they are. They're researching unique cargo bays for the biological cargo bays. Perfect. Okay, just one more achievement that kicked in. Yes. What do we got this time? Super sustainable. Oh, thankfully. That means we can... With that knocked out, we can now start doing natural gas, petroleum, wood, coal, but more importantly, coal. Coal. Okay, job suitability. That's still not ticked off. 6 of 15 this cycle, but it's only the start of the cycle. Hopefully, suitability should come in as well. I have changed the priorities on all of these up to 7. All of the storage bins everywhere. I've changed down the priority on all of the production to about 6. Just to stop my dupes doing the machines first. I want them to stock first, then do everything else afterwards. Oh, these ones should also be set to 7 also. And yeah, there we go. Boom. That should hopefully get them stocked up from there. I think we've got all the fossils and everything anyway already done. This machine should be stocking up the kilns. Hopefully they count as machines. If they do, that means we're going to have a lot of actions from that. Should hopefully knock that out. What else is left to do? Oh, I'm now going to convert over to coal. That would seem like a very smart plan. Hydrogen is nice and all that, but I would like lots and lots of coal right about now. Thank you very much. So we're going to dig in here. You know what? Might want to replace that sand up there so that everything doesn't collapse down on top of me when the time comes. That there will make a nice little coal array. We'll fill up some storage containers with coal. We'll have some auto-sweepers fill it up. It'll help take the stress off the hydrogen. Though, honestly, I don't need it. But I would prefer to get that set up and running now because we're about to start using this molecular forge, and that thing shows about 1.6 kilowatts. So maybe a little bit of extra power on the network wouldn't hurt. Oh, and I should probably get rid of all these power control stations. I don't really need those anymore, do I? Ooh, new printables. Shovel legs? Yeah, we'll take them. They'll be useful later. Oh, that reminds me, I've got to tame a shovel. No, I can tame a shovel around the same time I tame a gassy moo. So I've got plenty of time to get around to those. I don't even have the research to get a gassy moo yet with a biological cargo bay. No rush, we've got time. My dupes are doing their jobs. They're getting everything stocked up. We should be getting around to the point where the only things being done now are just minor, just stock up events and the occasional operation of a machine. But all the machines should be stocked pretty much exclusively by autosweepers. We've checked here this cycle, 3 done by autosweepers, 2 done by duplicants. Though it must be very early in the cycle if that's all. Autosweepers outperform dupes for cycles 1 out of 5. So we got 1 out of 5 here. This, I don't know if this is bug. Someone was telling me that the 0 of 10, the top one here that tells you all dupes completed an exosuit errand for 0 of 10 cycles, that appears to be bugged out because I definitely had 15 of 15 last cycle and it didn't register it. So I think I just have to get it to go 10 cycles in a row. I hope so. That would be really inconvenient if it wasn't going to work that way. But we have coal power now. And since we have coal power, that means we can get a few things done. One, we want to get in the totally tubular achievement. Where is it? Utilities. Wait, no, stations? No, it's under base. Yeah, I probably should have known that. So we are going to stick in a transport tube there, and we're probably going to want to put in another one down the bottom somewhere, just for... Yeah, I think I'm going to put in a second one down here. Reason being, it'll just help get good numbers up. We want to have these going as far as possible. Igneous rock, you know what? We'll put you all the way across there. We're going to put in some coal generators here to power these. That's effectively the whole plan. Put in some coal generators, power a couple of these, and use them to generate quite a bit of distance travel. We're only going to put in 2 of them. One of them will go up to the core base, and one of them is going to go up to space. Ooh, how are we going to get those in, though? Transit tube. How much plastic did we get? Yeah, I'm going to have to delete those ladders. I don't think you can place these over ladders. No, you can't. That is going to suck because I'm pretty sure I put ladders everywhere. Never mind, I'll fast forward this a bit. And there we go. My duplicates are getting around rather industriously to putting that all together. I'm going to put it... Hopefully I can get the totally tubular achievement out of that in not too short order because we are going to be traveling quite long distances. And to power the whole thing, it's just a small little localized coal generator. That's it. We don't have time to make a centralized grid at the moment, so yeah, small little power grids it's going to be. I'm going to do something, once that's up and running and it's started functioning, I'm going to do something similar down here, effectively, same thing again, small little coal array, and have that. Ooh, that's going to be a much tighter problem, isn't it? Wait, no, I'll worry about that when the time comes. For now, we're just going to finish this off, and then we might be able to get rid of the plastic presses. Also, I've started using these to refine some gold, because I didn't have enough gold to make my, I didn't have enough gold to make the super coolant. So now that should be bringing me in just enough. Where is it? Gold, 246 kilos. Yeah, we'll just have enough to make the super coolant we require. Soon a little transport grid will be in place. That's going to help movement around the place as well, which is going to help stocking up speeds. Oh, I should have done that the moment that... wait, what the... Is that crude oil? Oh, carbon dioxide, never mind. Yeah, it's pretty cold inside those glaciers you get spawned on this map type. Well, with these settings we've selected. Once this is all done up, I'm going to do one down from the bottom. I might want to get one that goes all the way from the bottom to the top as well. Just because lead is so useful and it comes mostly from the oil biome. Well, all from the oil biome. Just, I'm not sure how I'd get it through here without breaking the natural parks. The natural park is just still quite valuable to me. It does give me quite a good mood boost. So I might have to route around this area. You know what? I'll think about that later. We're already over time. From what I can see, we've got a few extra achievements done. Let me just double check the math on this. We have 23 achievements. I think we started with 21. I can't even remember the 2 we got. But if you'll notice here, 15 of 15 dupes completed tasks in exosuits this round. So I'm pretty sure that's on its way. I just don't know how many cycles in it is. It just, that first timer is bugged. It's saying 0 of 10, but that should at least be 2 of 10, if not 3 of 10 by now. Maybe more, I don't know. This one, auto sweepers have outperformed dupes for 2 cycles in a row, and the third cycle, yeah, well, it looks like we're going to do it this cycle as well. I hope that will stick. We'll find out. After that, we've got bed and bath. That one's bugged. There's nothing we can do about that one. When you get a room, that one I can knock at any time, not too worried. Totally tubular. We've already started on that now. We've already got, what, we need 10,000 meters, and we've got close to 1,000 already. We're going to knock that out in no time at all. Reduce temperature of a building and get the gassy move. That's all going to be related to a few others. Yeah, all of these are just related to all the late game tech, like those 4 there. Okay, pretty cool. Moving on up. Critter Whisper, Honorary Doctorate. All that stuff is, Home Sweet Home. The only thing we need is, to get everyone's morale up to Store Dominion morale? All we need to do is get everyone's morale above a certain point, and then we need to build a great monument. That should be pretty easy. And the Great Escape, send 1 duplicate on a 1-man mission to the furthest star map destination. Yeah, I think we've got this. I think we've got this. Anyway, going to cut this out here. I hope you enjoyed our achievement hunting, and good luck.